Good morning, students. Children, today I am going to discuss a new chapter of your syllabus, Bholi. What is the meaning of the word Bholi? It simply means a simpleton. Somebody who's very simple, somebody who's very sober. Generally, that first word, that first sense come for such person is Bholi. Here in this chapter, Bholi, as you can see that into this grey box, a small description is given which describes the journey of the story. It says that from her very childhood, Bholi was neglected at home. That means she was an ignored child right from her childhood. But later, why did her teacher take special interest into the child? Did Bholi measures up to her teacher's expectation? This will be the journey of the story, and we'll find out that how the story travels. Now there are two questions given just into the beginning of the story. I'll just read them, but the answer of them would be hidden inside the content, which I am going to read the story afterwards. Why is Bholi's father worried about her? For what unusual reasons is Bholi sent to school? Answer of these questions you will get into the story, and as the story will develop, try to find the answers. Okay, children? Now let us understand the story Bholi. Her name was Sulekha. That means the real name of Bholi was Sulekha, and Bholi was given her just a pet name. But since her childhood, everyone had been calling her Bholi the simpleton. She was fourth daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. The word Nambardar or Lambardar is used to the people who are landlords in the villages. So her father was a well-off zamidar in village. When she was 10 months old, she has fallen off the coat on her head, and perhaps it has damaged some part of her brain. That was why she remained a backward child and came to know as Bholi the simpleton. Now, when Bholi was just around 10 months old, she fell down, and due to that, her head was injured, maybe some part of the brain too, and she remained quite backward in the development, whether it is like mental growth, physical growth. She remained little backward. She became a slow learner after that, and that is why people has given her a name called Bholi. At birth, the child was very fair and pretty, but when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox when only the eyes were saved, but the entire body was permanently disfigured by deep black pock marks. Little Sulekha could not speak till she was 5, and when she learned to speak, she stammered. The only children. Now, Bholi was there in the family that she was ignored. She was not taken care. How this I'm going to explain you in the story. Though at the time of the birth she was very pretty, but she got smallpox when she was just 2 years old, and that disease has left its permanent marks on her body, some black marks which has made her look little, how you can say, what word will you use, that she was not so beautiful now. And she stammered also. Though she grew up to the age of 5, she was not able to speak, and when she started speaking, she was stammering, and sometimes even children were making fun of her because she was stammering. They were aping her. Now, because children were making fun of her, there's the line which says that that is why she started. As a result, she talked very little. She started remaining quiet. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and the youngest of them was Bholi. That means out of the 7 siblings, Bholi was the youngest one. It was a prosperous farmer's household and there was plenty to eat and drink. That means Ramlal was a rich farmer, he was well off, and children were grown up very well. There was nothing like poverty or any kind of any kind of any such reason which could keep children hungry for anything. They had enough to eat and drink. All the children except Bholi were healthy and strong. The sons had been sent to the city to study in the schools and later in colleges. One of the daughters, Radha, the eldest, had already been married. The second daughter, Mangla's marriage had been settled, and when that was done, Ramlal would think of the third, Champa. They were good looking, healthy girls, and it was not difficult to find bridegrooms for them. But Ramlal was worried about Bholi. She was neither good looks nor intelligence. Now, the problem was that there was discrimination. What kind of discrimination are you able to find here? Discrimination of the gender. Boys were sent to the school, but not the girls. Right? Because the story is of the time when the girls were not allowed to go to school. And the second thing which you are able to find here is that they were even sent to colleges. They were even sent to the city schools, but not the daughters. One of the daughter of Ramlal, the eldest one, Radha, is already married. He has fixed the marriage of Mangala also. And the third daughter, Champa, will get married when he'll become free from the Mangala's marriage. And it was easy for him to find the bridegrooms for all the other girls. But he was really worried about the youngest one. Who is the youngest one? Bholi. And what's her real name? Sulekha. Because it would be difficult for him to find bride and groom for this girl, as she does not have intelligence like other girls and she does not have good looks also. So that was a reason of worry. Let's continue. The picture describes Ramlal, other children sitting together. The mother is tying the hair of the other girl, whereas look at Bholi sitting into one of the corner with her doll. Her hair are toned around. It seems that nobody is taking care of her. Let's continue. Bholi was 7 years old when Mangla was married. That means the second daughter of Ramlal, Mangla, got married, and at that time the age of Bholi was 7 years. The same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. The Tehsildar Sahib came to perform its opening ceremony. He said to Ramlal, "As a revenue official, you are the representative of the government in the village, and you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughter to school." Ab Ramlal is a representative from the government side to pay the tax to the government on behalf of the whole village. So he possesses a good position, and the person who has come to do the inauguration of the school is Tehsildar, is one of a very good designation given to a person who takes care of the land, distribution, partition, everything into the village. Tehsildar has done the opening of an girls' school, girls' primary school in the village. When Bholi was of 7 years. And Tehsildar has extended his words to Ramlal, saying, Ramlal, you are a good representative of the government, so you must set an example for others and you should think of sending your daughter to the school. Because if you will send, then only the other people will think of sending their children to the, especially the girl children, to the school, and you must set an example. Now, that night, when Ramlal consulted his wife, she cried, Are you crazy? If girls go to school, who will get married? Them. So, what does it shows? That because that was a thought of society, it was a mindset of society that the girls will not go to school. And if they will go to school, they will not be considered as good girls. People will not even think of marrying them. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar. Ab he can't deny Tehsildar. At last, his wife has given a suggestion and she said that we can do one thing. We can send Bholi to school. Why are they thinking so? Because they think that there is a little chance of her getting married because she has ugly face, lack of sense, and that is why we should hand her over to the teacher and let the teacher worry about her. They have, that means, taken a decision to send Bholi to school. Not because they were willingly thinking to send her school, not because they want her to be educated, because they just want to show it to the others that yes, they are sending their child, girl child, to the school, and they think Bholi does not have that sense, so it would be better that we should send her to school. And what happened later on to the story, I will going to continue it. All right, now try to read the questions and I hope you will be easily able to find the answers also. Thank you.